Thanks for watching another episode of Muley Story Monday. This week we're with Jerermy Houston, Muley Photos again, and what we're going to do the last part of the series. He has two just monster bucks, and they're just awesome stories, so stay tuned, and here we go.
This buck here is one of my favorites. This is actually a Ponsagon buck. I drew out for the Ponsagon with like only 1 or 2 points, I believe. I got really lucky, and this guy was able to actually hunt some of the property that my family owns. So that was a bonus. We'd always wanted to hunt the property, our own property, and people find it weird that you can't hunt your own property, but you have to get a tag to do so. We'd seen some giant bucks that year. This guy was a buck that really wasn't on our radar. We knew he was tall and he was cool because he had a big hook cheater and a split cheater and all sorts of character to him. Brother actually had a tag too that year in opening morning.
Oh, really?
He killed the big one that we wanted to make sure we got. It was a big 211 inch 8x4 or something like that. It is a big buck. And there was another buck in there that was a really big buck with some tall eye guards and a cheater, and was probably a 210 inch deer as well.
Oh, jeez.
And that was the one I wanted to get, but I got back in there and was hunting, and I'd seen a group of bucks go into a group of oaks, and I managed to get around and get into the north side of the oaks the same time they came in, and this buck actually came in and laid down about 45 yards away from me. And I was laying down too, because there was bucks all over this patch of oaks.
No way.
And so we actually laid down together in the same patch of oaks less than 50 yards away for 3 hours. I was waiting for him to make a move, and the whole time I could get my glasses up and look at him, and I could see him there. I'm like, we've really underestimated this deer. I better try and kill him.
Yeah.
He's big. He's got these big old long beams that, if I remember right, they were like 27 inches long.
Holy cow.
Just went up and out, and I thought, I'd be crazy to pass on this deer if I got that chance.
Yeah. Well, with that hook cheater too, that's so cool.
And his height, he's tall. He's one of the, I think he was, if we measured from right here straight up to there, he was 24 inches tall.
Holy cow.
So that's pretty dang tall. And so I sat there for 3 hours, and he finally got up and started kind of feeding towards me in the middle of the day, and I was able to get to my knees and pull back and make the shot count. He ran out of the oaks about 100 yards and piled up, and I was excited when I got on the blood trail and tracked him up and found him. There was ground growage on this guy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Once I got up to him and held him, was like, holy cow, this guy's a stud. We way underestimated him, because he was definitely scored a lot better than we thought. And back in the day, it was kind of like, you wanted to get something that was 30 inches wide, and I knew he wasn't even close to 30 inches wide, but he was tall.
Yeah.
And we didn't, score was just starting to kind of become a big thing, and and everything. I got him down to the taxidermist, and they put a tape measure on him. By the time they added up the length of the main beams and everything, and some decent mass measurements, then he had 10 inches of a hook cheater, or 7-inch hook cheater with 2 inches, and then a 10-inch this thing.
Yeah.
I guess that's a hook cheater. That's a split cheater. Get my words right. Yeah, he grows just over 200 inches. This is one of my favorite bucks too, because he was a big buck. We hunted on the Kaibab. Actually, me and a friend, Clint Glover, had tags that year, and we'd been out and we'd seen some dang nice bucks. We had a couple encounters with this buck before we were able to kill him. And Clint had a close encounter one time, and he's like, I think that thing was like 34 inches wide, and I'm like, yeah, he's wide, there's no doubt about it. And he always bedded in this probably a 400-yard patch of trees. Every time I would go in there, I would jump him out of there, or I'd see him. I think it was actually opening day of the hunt. We'd found some other bucks that were a little bigger, and we're hunting them. And later in that day, I went back into this area and jumped this guy out of his bed. And so he was kind of my second plan buck in the middle of the day. I just kind of knew where he bedded, so I had some other bucks that were bigger that we were hunting, so I'd go hunt them in the morning. Nothing happened. I'd go over where this guy was in the middle of the day and go sneak in there. And I think I jumped him 2 or 3 times out of his bed, and I actually missed him one time in his bed, shot at him and missed. And a few days later, was just back doing the same thing and got in on him and jumped him up in a little patch of pine trees about 50 yards away. And he stood there and looked at me, and I didn't have a clear shot. I couldn't get an arrow through the trees, and he dove off down this ridge. So I hurried and snuck down and kind of ran down off to the point where I thought maybe I could see him. And I ran down there and looked down off to my left, and these shadows, these dark shadows, there he was, just froze. I think he thought he was hid. He was just looking back at me, and he didn't dare. He kind of put himself in a spot where there was a big log right in front of him, and he didn't dare. I guess he just wanted to freeze. You know, big bucks, they'll freeze a lot and let people walk right by him, and they won't even bust out of there. So I think that's what he was planning on doing, was just stay in that little shadows there. And I was fortunate enough. I almost did walk by him. It wasn't until I looked back and seen where he was.
Really?
If I had kept just going, you know, if I hadn't looked back, I wouldn't have seen him. So I looked back, and there he was, and he was staring right at me, and I knew I didn't have really time to range find or anything like that, so I just pulled back and shot, and sure enough, it sounded like I hit him, but there was also this dead log behind him, and I thought maybe I'd hit the log. So after I shot, I went down there and looked, and I couldn't find my arrow at all. And like I said, he was in the dark shadows, so I couldn't really see where the arrow went, or if I hit him. But he ran out of there like I'd hit him. But so I couldn't find my arrow. I got a hold of Clint. He come and helped me, and we said he was right here, and I don't know if I hit him or not. You know, I don't know. And so we got on his tracks. We couldn't find my arrow anywhere. We got on his tracks and started tracking him, and about 30 yards off his tracks, we found some blood.
Oh,
so
no way.
Like, oh man, this is okay. So we got him. We hit him. So we start tracking him a little bit, but then we tracked him for just a little ways till he came up to a main road, and he'd crossed the road. So we thought, okay, you know, obviously he didn't hit any vitals, because we didn't find him expired anywhere or anything. So we thought, okay, we're gonna wait till this evening. We're gonna give him 4 or 5 hours, because unfortunately we didn't have a clue where I'd hit him. I don't know what had happened. So we got back on his tracks, and we tracked him for as long as we could till we couldn't find any more blood. He was definitely disheartened and bummed out, because number one, we didn't ever find the arrow, so we were almost thinking that the arrow was still inside of him.
Okay.
Because right when I shot, he was like quartering towards me, but right when I shot, he turned. He turned like that, and so I didn't know. We knew we'd hit him, but I got thinking, okay, if I did hit him, it probably kind of went in like high, you know, and it's just in him somewhere. So I'm thinking, you know, he's gotta die if the arrow is still in him lengthways, but who knows, you know. So I wasn't sure what to do. So I went back and looked every day for a couple days, and then I had to get back to work. And anyways, I kept after it. Went back there one day, and it was the middle of the day, and I can remember it just being super hot. And I'd walk down off the ridge, probably a half a mile to 3/4 of a mile of where I hit him. But it was kind of that direction where we last had any blood going along some ridges. And I sat down to take a drink of water, and 400 yards, and I remember this it was like 418 yards or something, because I ranged it. I seen this hawk or an eagle. I don't know if it was a hawk or an eagle. It was too far away, but it flew up off of the ground, and it flew away. And then I seen a couple crows.
No way.
And so I thought, well, so I pulled up my binoculars, and I'm looking over there, and sure enough, right through kind of a shadow of some trees, there was a ray of sunshine, and it was shining on a rib cage of a deer. I put my pack on and start heading over there where I seen this rib cage, and I get up there, and I can remember I was about 30 yards away, and I could see these these velvet antlers.
Oh my
I
gosh.
can see this side over there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's him. There
Yeah.
he is. So I go walking up there. I'm all excited, and obviously there was nothing left of him. I mean, the critters had picked him completely clean. I mean, there wasn't anything left of him. However, the fortunate thing for me was the velvet was still almost in perfect condition.
Yeah, that's crazy
They
that
hadn't
you saved
touched
it.
anything in the velvet, and it was in perfect condition. He probably went close to a mile
Jeez.
before where I found him. But
That's
I
so
was just-
cool that you were able to like turn him
Oh,
up
yeah, I
again.
was-
Though. That's such a cool story.
You know, and if I hadn't gone back there and just tried, you know, I'm sure it was like finding a needle in the haystack. But he's a big old buck. He was over 31 inches wide, and I think we taped him out at like almost 192. He's got that kind of that whitetail frame.
Yeah.
Big old, I think some of these were 15 inches. Yeah, I don't know. Some of them were like 15 inches long.
That's so cool. That's such a cool buck.
Yeah.
Wasn't that just an awesome story to hear that persistence pays off? Thank you, Jerermy Houston, for doing the stories for us. I think that was really cool. I really enjoyed your stories and seeing all your monster bucks. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a Muley Story Monday, and we'll see you next Monday.